Has a scout talking about the Tigers. Doesn't say who it is, so it's this anonymous stuff, which can be really, really interesting. He says of one regular, he will be replaced by the All-Star break. One Tiger regular will be replaced by the All-Star break. And another Tiger regular says, and I want to get the quote direct here and make sure I have it right, he's going to put up big numbers. Now, we'll obviously at some point tell you who these are. I just am interested to hear, before we tell people who they are, who people think they are, the regular that will be replaced and the guy that I describe it as nobody's talking about is going to put up big numbers. So let's talk about, just for clarification's sake, who are people talking about? Like people talking about.
You went crazy talking about Nick Castellanos. So is he not this guy?
No.
Okay.
I'm not unique in saying that Nick Castellanos is going to have a big year at the plate, because everybody who saw him this spring said Nick Castellanos is going to have a big year at the plate. So he is not a guy that nobody's talking about.
And he is showing a lot of wolf this spring.
Oh, my God. That showing wolf, the definition of showing wolf gator means?
Unbuttoning your jersey down to the middle of the chest so that you can let the chest hair come out. You're wolfing it.
We are trying to figure out if this is unique springtime wolf or if he did this before, Castellanos. I don't think it was he was showing quite as much wolf ever before.
I think he's always had the jersey open, but he's usually had a shirt underneath. But now what we saw in spring training was he was going bare-chested.
Bare-chested, yeah. All right, so who do you think the Tiger regular that will be replaced is?
I'm going to go with, I'm thinking of one of two guys, but I will go with James McCann, the catcher.
Okay. Did you have a reason for that, or is it just kind of a guess? Or
he struggles against right-handed pitching mightily, and they need him to take a step forward, and he took a giant step backward last year. He had the injury to the leg and just wasn't right the rest of the way. So it took him forever to even get back to being somewhat decent. So I'm going to go with him.
Okay. By the way, we're streaming live now on Facebook Live. If you want to watch See in Studio, you can do so right now on our Facebook page, 97.1 The Ticket. Kang, who do you think the regular is that's going to be replaced, according to this Major League Scout?
That's going to be replaced? I'm going to go with K-Rod. Okay. I think he kind of showed signs last year, where it could have been done, and he kept it together, obviously, but I think this is the year he finally breaks. I mean, he's only getting older. His stuff is only getting slower. I think K-Rod's the Tiger regular that will be replaced by the All-Star break.
Okay, and who do you think the Tiger nobody's talking about that will put up big numbers is? Gator?
The regular is going to put up big numbers. This is a tougher one.
That nobody's talking about.
Right, that nobody's talking about. I'm going to look at big numbers nobody's talking. Nobody's talking about Justin Upton. And he's coming off a season where he struggled the beginning part of last year. But the last 6 weeks of last year, he was incredible. I think he had over 20 home runs in the last 6 weeks of the year. Mm-hmm. I think now that he feels comfortable with his team and his teammates and knows now what the ballpark's all about, I think that he's going to be a guy that might be poised to have a big-time season.
Kang?
I'm going to go with a guy that everyone knows but no one's talking about, and he's done it before. It's Victor Martinez. I know he's only spent a short time with the team, but because he's been in the World Baseball Classic this spring, and he hasn't shown that much when he's here anyways, but that's why I think he might be the guy to put up big numbers, and no one's talking about him at all.
All right, interesting. We will reveal today at 11:25 who it is, but for both of these, 248-539-9797, major publication with the scout quoted, the anonymous scout thing, predicting one Tiger regular that will be replaced by the All-Star break and another one that nobody's talking about that will have big numbers.
On our Facebook page, on the live stream of Facebook Live we have right now, Christian Penn says, J.D. Martinez, guys, they're going to trade him. Now, it's funny he says that because you and I were talking during the break, and I said, I think the Tigers will probably end up trading J.D. Martinez. And they've got long-term contracts out to a lot of guys. Mm-hmm. J.D. Martinez will be 30 in August. Do they want to send out a long-term contract to a player where each of the last few seasons here he's had some kind of an injury? Last year he had the broken elbow. This year he's starting off with the foot issue. Do they want to give this guy a big-time contract? And he's deserving of a big-time contract because he's put up the numbers.
Yeah.
So I could see that.
248-539-9797. Who do you think these guys are? A lot of feedback coming into the Karsch and Anderson inbox from Anthony. Victor Martinez will be replaced by the All-Star break, and Castellanos will put up All-Star numbers. I completely agree with the Castellanos thing. I will just say I don't think Castellanos fits the criteria of a guy that nobody's talking about. Now, to be fair, I put that tag on him because I don't think anybody's talking about it. This was a scout talking about a Tiger, and he said he's going to put up big numbers. And I thought, wow, not very many people are talking about him. So, but I think there's a lot of people talking about Castellanos.
Yeah,
So
I think there are a lot of people talking about Castellanos.
Replaced will be K-Rod. Big numbers will be Upton. That's from Patrick and Celine. From an unnamed texter, Ian Kinsler's going to put up big numbers. Justin Upton is going to be replaced.
I got a couple of Kinslers here from Adam and Matthew.
Yep.
Bill says he thinks Kinsler's going to be traded.
It's all possible. Like, if this team gets up to a bad start, or Cleveland is running away and hiding, and the Tigers are, 5-6 games behind the wild card, they've made it clear they're dying to be sellers. But I can also see this team staying too relevant to sell, 248-539-9797. Iglesias will be replaced by Romine. That's from an unnamed texter.
Iglesias was my second guy.
Is that right?
On the replace thing, yeah.
I could see it. I don't think he's the guy that hit 300. Are we comfortable with an all-field no-hit shortstop when we might have an all-field no-hit center fielder? That kind of thing.
Well, when you say no hit, you mean no average?
Yeah.
Because he's a guy that, I don't know if you saw the prop bets from Vegas. The over-under on Jose Iglesias' batting average this year from the Vegas odds that we get?
Yeah.
290.
Under.
I would imagine under as well, but 290. That's lofty.
That is lofty. Another one here. I say Iglesias will be replaced by Dixon Machado. That's from Kevin in Ann Arbor. Anthony replaced Iglesias, breakout Castellanos. Well, Castellanos is going to have a big year at the plate. I think everybody's talking about it is the only thing I would mention. 248-539-9797. Again, we'll reveal at 11:25 who these guys are. Who do you think they are? It's Karsch and Anderson, 97.1.